Hello, everyone. I um, I am without words and have all the words all at the same time about what's going on right now. And but I thought, as an artist, um, one of the things that I like to focus on is truth, uh, uncomfortable truth. Um, I like focusing on beauty. I like focusing on the aesthetics of art, but I, at the core, am much more interested in truth. And so I've been thinking about, you know, in this place of isolation, where capitalism is crumbling all around us, and those of us who have been screaming at the top of our lungs that there is a different direction we can go in, have been ignored, have been sidelined, have been called things, every name in the book, for just speaking truth. It's hard for people to realize a whole system, is built to oppress the individual, while at the same time that individual sees themselves as like an island. And this is late stage capitalism. We're in it right now. Hyper individualism, me, and yet by me isolating, even beyond this pandemic, before this pandemic, the social isolation has been very present in our society for a very, very long time. I think we as a collective have broken down, and people have dug in deeper into their own individual identities, in a performative way, really, as we see so much online. And one of the things in the past year that I've done a lot of is just to go into these online spaces with a sledgehammer and smash up, you know, things, be a disruptor, an intentional disruptor, um, which has pissed off a lot of people. It has made people think of me as the enemy, um, and it's, in my view, just a necessary part of social change is to do disruption. And it's affected my life personally. I've lost work because of it, because I've done it in the workspace, which I have done in the past, and I've lost jobs. Um, I've had employers look at me sideways as if I'm crazy when I call them on shit that they're doing in the workplace. That's not right. It's not ethical in the past few years specifically. Um, as this whole political upheaval has really started to come to the surface. So what I thought I'd do, as I am like everyone here, in spaces of isolation, collecting unemployment, don't have work to speak of, it's all been canceled, barely surviving, homeless, staying at a friend's apartment actually, while they are with their partner, isolating elsewhere. So there is that fortunate piece to this, I guess, for me. And I'm sure if I do more of these videos, I'll talk more about my own situation. But really, what I wanted to do, is to, I don't know, just, I've been blocked from Facebook for 3 days because of uh, things that I've posted that somehow went against community standards. And I've seen this happen to a lot of other people, but this happened to me, like, I think on Sunday. So it's interesting because on Facebook, which I've been very active in for quite some time, doing a lot of this disruptive work, um, I am now relegated to just being an interloper. I can't interact. I can't like anything. I can't share anything. And this has happened a few times before this past year. I'm pretty confident that Facebook is absolutely in the business of suppressing free speech and needs to be regulated and or just disbanded. It's a cesspool of lies and misinformation and corporate propaganda. And then, of course, selfish, another way for people to post what's going on with them, and selfish kind of generating type of behavior. Um, so as we're all going through isolation, I've just noticed people dealing with this in different ways. And I thought I might just read some posts. I'm not going to name names, but these are people that I'm connected to through Facebook specifically, is what I'm going to focus on today. And then just put this video up online and, you know, whatever. This is all an experiment. For a long time, I've wanted to do a puppet show for some sort of like online media experience. And so I thought, well, maybe, hey, it's a time to move a new direction. So I have my sock puppet here, my fun rainbow sock puppet. Um, Also, I keep looking up above because in my old MacBook, that's where the camera was. And so here on this Dell computer, it's down below, which is just an odd placement for a microphone. But anyway, so I may experiment with reading some of these posts with my sock puppet and see what happens. If that inspires anything to come out of me. Here we go. So I'm just going to read some things. I had seen a few this morning I really wanted to read, but I don't know if I'll see them again. But who knows? We have all the time in the world right now for those of us who are single homeless people living in other people's homes, which also, by the way, if anyone needs anything, I am a resource. Whatever you need, just let me know. In Manhattan right now, but like, just let me know. I want to be of use to society and the world always, and especially at a time like this. Okay, so I'm just going to read some things here. So how do people feel about democratic socialism now? That's just one post. There was no exclamation in that, so if I was to be really honest with this one, I might just read it as, so how do people feel about democratic socialism now? This little guy is just beautiful dog. And there's a picture of a puppy. And the comments are interesting too. Love him. Pit mix? Like question mark. Is it a pitbull mix? And then someone named messaged you. And Bernie fan thing. Primary still to come. Ohio, Georgia, Puerto Rico, Alaska, Hawaii, Louisiana, Wyoming, Wisconsin, Connecticut, Delaware, Maryland, New York, hey, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Kansas, Indiana, Nebraska, West Virginia, Kentucky, Oregon, Virgin Islands, DC, Montana, New Jersey, New Mexico, South Dakota. We are not quitting. That's that one. But let's see here if I can get to one. So this is like interesting. Okay, so one thing I've been hearing a lot is if Joe is the nominee, write in or vote green in the general. I agree both of these options are better than sucking it up and voting for Joe, but should we be organizing in some way to pick between the two? Would it send a stronger message to write in Bernie or this Howie Hawkins guy, who, to be honest, I know nothing about at this point? What should the plan be? And would it be better to vote in solidarity or attack the establishment from all fronts? Does it matter who we vote for as long as it's not Trump or Biden? Discuss. And lots of comments on that. We are on the unplagued plague ship, slowly moving towards our last port. That's someone who's stuck on a boat right now, on a cruise. Someone who I've definitely gotten into it with this year, who is more interested in their own cruise, the ability to cruise the world than poor people. So you're stuck on a cruise ship right now, and I don't really have much empathy for you at the moment. Da, 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 da. Oh my God. Everyone's trying to get Bernie to drop out of this presidential primary. I'm a very big Bernie supporter. I don't think you should do that. I think we need to keep riding this. I think it's exposing more and more of the system. And the more that we do this right now, better, to show that, this is a broken fucking system and people want to dig in and they just want to be comfortable, who are not the ones who are really suffering the most, oftentimes are the ones who are doing that stuff. Yaha, me, my tenant that we sent to the hospital with what looked like the virus came back negative. I have been in quarantine since mid yesterday. I might get to go back to work tomorrow. Oh, thank goodness, someone says. Prayer hands, someone else says. Stay safe, wash. And then someone writes, oh my God, that was strong. And someone says, are you guys having aftershocks? Yes, I've never experienced this before and it's freaking me out a little. It's freaking me out. I'm sorry, I know it's frightening. Must feel like the end of days right now. Thank you, it's very unnerving. Right? Ha 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 ha. Yes, three ha 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 ha. And Moroni's horn fell off, so the superstitious among us all see it as a sign. OMG, better double up on magic undies. Maybe get some magic undies for the whole house. I have some I want to tie-dye. OMG, I hope everyone is okay, but the Mormons must be having a last day's field day with this one. You know it. Moroni is messed up. There was an earthquake in Salt Lake City today. I've decided that because of COVID-19, we all need more than one daily dwa. So from this point on until we're through with this, I'm going to be sharing loads of cuteness to help everyone through this. And then pictures of cats and shit. Yeah, I kind of need money and a job right now. I don't need to see your cat pictures, thank you. So a huge part of food hoarding results in people, PPL, like me with food allergies eating things that I can't because I have no other options. No gluten, dairy, lactose, soy, eggs, MSG. I've been miserably ill for the last 3 days, and I'm legit unable to keep food in my body right now. My stomach is a goddamn nightmare. Stop hoarding food that is allergen-free. I can only have fresh fruit, vegetables, and meats. I'm back to eating all meats instead of being pescatarian, focused because I don't have any options with the hoarding. So again, stop hoarding food. We all can not eat whatever. But that other person can keep posting those cat pics. I'm sure that's going to help this person with dietary needs. This is yeah. So this is kind of getting a little bit to the reality of what I've been noticing. That's really kind of obviously getting under my skin personally. Well, North Miami has coordinated with the county and our foundation, some white dude's foundation, for seniors to assure home-delivered meals for our shut-in elders. And here's where these comments just drive me nuts. Thank you and God bless you all. That is wonderful. Wonderful. Love this. Beautiful. Awesome. Wondering for a loved one in case she needs it. What's the age cutoff and how does someone sign up? Great to hear. Very important. Also concerned about families who need food for kids. You see, this is what I've been screaming about. You have a foundation that's going to give food to certain people and you don't understand that we need to be demanding food for everyone. You are not the solution with your little foundation, okay? This is hyper individualism, the rich going ahead and doing things by themselves and patting themselves on the back, and then in a crisis like this, it's all revealed to just be a bunch of bullshit. And that's what I've seen a lot of this year is people with some means acting mean towards people like me who are promoting let's have universal programs for everyone, making me out to be the demon. Um, and here we are in a situation where it's becoming more and more clear by the moment that our current system and systems are not set up to actually do the work of what a government should be doing for all people, basic human rights like food. And so you have someone like this jumping in who clearly has the means to help some people, patting themselves on the back, and people jumping in and reinforcing that, who are people probably from that person's, sphere, and it's just an echo chamber. At some point, this breaks down. You know, is it a week from now? Is it a month from now? We'll see what happens here as we go forward. I would imagine these people will actually disappear from the conversation because their little do-gooderness now, um, they'll stop doing for others when they're feeling more threatened. So they're trying to do this thing now, which is all they know to do, because that's all they've been ever trained to do, and it's also part of a manipulation of the poor for us to think that these people somehow have our best interests at heart, who have the resources, and it's just really grotesque. So we'll see. I mean, I think this is the thing that we're in, is we're looking at we're staring down the barrel of the next Great Depression, and I've been saying that to folks in my own life for quite some time, and it's here. It's absolutely here. Because let me just tell you something about me personally, as someone who is a theater artist, who is an educator, mostly because there's no money for me to just create and bring goodness into the world that way. So I have to teach, and the teaching I do, which I do enjoy a lot of the time, is not stable. And hats off to teachers who work in the school system full time, but that type of work, if I were to go full time, it would kill me. Maybe some people can handle that kind of stuff, some can't. I don't know. Like me, anytime I've been sucked into one of these systems, whether it's a nonprofit or a corporation, um, anything full time, it's caused me to want to kill myself. Um, and I'm examining that right now. I've been examining that for a while. Like, what is it about that I can't handle? Um, I don't have kids. Maybe that's a piece of it. Like, I have that fortune maybe in the sense that I can jump around a little bit and take some of these risks, but eventually it all breaks down anyway. I mean, I'm 43, and what do I have to show for it? Absolutely nothing. And I know the work that I do is very valuable to actually like building stronger communities in society. But I don't know where that ramble was going, but basically, uh, I think about what I want in life. Um, it's very simple. I just want, it's very simple life that I really envision for myself. And it drives me nuts that there are so many people who are not the actual people who do the real work. Let's be for real. Who have so many opinions and so much of what's going on in the world without a fucking clue of how painful it is for the poor, how painful it's been for the poor for a long, long time. This struggle that I'm experiencing ain't new. Part of wanting to share these Facebook posts is because a lot of what I'm seeing on Facebook right now, and I didn't even get to any of the good stuff, I'll have to do another video like this, is watching people just have complete come aparts right now. and completely clueless as to how to deal with their emotions in a time like this. And for us poor people who've like really been poor, who've been homeless, who've gone through this stuff, it's kind of like, I mean, I'm feeling a lot of the same stuff people feel, but I'm shrugging my shoulders at the same time. I'm like, this is nothing new to me. And, all I have ever hoped for, and especially in a time like this, is for us to listen to each other and to listen to the poor people the most. If you're not destitute, if you've never been homeless, if you've never been a paycheck away from not being able to pay your rent, or if you've not been able to pay your rent, like, shut up. Shut the fuck up. Listen to the people who are the loudest right now saying, listen to me. Like, that's the only way through this is real solidarity. Solidarity means that you have to know your place in the bigger picture. And what we're seeing coming out of Congress right now, these anemic proposals from people like Nancy Pelosi, who's like one of the worst corporatists in Congress, and how the right, which is really scary, the Republicans are now offering actually more robust, if you want to call it that, like social program solutions, temporary, but you know, whereas the Democratic establishment's offering like $250 like UBI type stuff. You've got freaking dumpster trash uh, offering $1,000 per month as we get through this or whatever. And that's really scary because this is the way the doorway to fascism really truly becomes open, because people are going to look at this situation now and say, oh, well, the real saviors is Donald Trump and all of his people and Mitch McConnell. So now I better follow that path. That path is not a good one. But the corporate democratic path is equally as dangerous. And that's the real fear that I have is a longer term fear beyond this moment. And whatever band-aids the corporate elite try to put on this, I mean, those of us who've been experiencing this for a very long time, we know the truth. We know that this is all bullshit. And so for you managerial class folks, if you're watching this video, again, you're the ones I'm speaking to the most. You need to be listening to the poor people right now. You need to shut your fucking mouth and listen to every poor person around you. Listen to their struggles. They might not have all the answers. None of us do. But listen to what they're saying they need. Listen to how this is impacting their life, not your life. I've seen so many people talking about, oh, I had to cancel this vacation and cancel that vacation, and this woman who's stuck on a boat and all this other shit. I'm like, no one cares. No one cares about you right now. And your little like, oops, you can't go on your vacation. No one cares. So just let's just say that nobody cares. So if you can put that in your brain, then maybe you can have some space to like stop and listen to those who are hurting the most right now. That's it. That's all for now. I will maybe do more of this. Maybe I won't. Who knows? One final thought to leave everyone with, and it's something I've been seeing going around a lot too. A form of resistance is also to just not push so hard. If you are a managerial class person right now who has a conscience beyond yourself, a consciousness beyond yourself, use that to just resist through inaction. Slow down your workflow. Slow down. Don't stop deferring to authority. Work with others to create problems for your workflow. If you are not an essential person, and if you don't actually build anything or create things, if you're just shuffling paper, if you're shuffling like little bits of money given to you from the government to do arts programming or something, but you are the one who picks the artists who get to do the programming, just do everything you can just to get that money into the hands of the artists or whomever the person is who's supposed to receive it, because you, who are like a manager type person who's like managing the flow of funds and things, actually don't do anything. Just so you're aware of that. Like that's not a real job. It's been created by, you know, this whole horrible neoliberal structure. So just, you know, find some humility and realize that your work is not important. It's not vital. People who are giving us selling food to us are the people that we should be honoring right now. The teachers who actually teach students are the ones we should be honoring. So if you administer programs, do everything you can to just move out of the way and let any resources that are funneling through you as an intermediary just keep on going to the people they're supposed to help, and consider uh, you know, getting a different job, an actual direct service job, so we can just reduce this bloated administrative state, which is a big part of also this crisis and this problem we're experiencing, is administrative type managerial people posting some of this shit that I'm sharing here, which is just infuriating to so those of us who actually do the real work and are the ones who are most affected by this crisis that we're in. So fuck managers, fuck you, just fuck you, and just embrace that. Just embrace that. Like the reality is that you don't control anyone, and you need to just step out of the way. The sooner the better for all of us, including yourself and your loved ones. That's it. That's my rant for today. Puppet says bye bye.